Hello friends, welcome to Law and GK. So friends, on this channel we discuss the contents of law and previous year papers of judicial services and other legal exams. And friends, in today's video we are going to discuss the preliminary exam paper of Maharashtra Judicial Services 2022. देखिए जो इसकी नोटिफिकेशन आई थी 2023 में ही आई थी 26 ऑफ 2023, बट जो एग्जाम पेपर के लिए नोटिफिकेशन निकाली थी सिविल जज फॉर द ईयर 2022. सो एग्जाम पेपर भी जो ये कंडक्ट किया गया है एंड एग्जाम वाज कंडक्टेड इन September 2023. So you can see the paper comes like this. You have to fill your roll number here. This is information in Marathi. I hope कि ये वीडियोस आपके लिए बड़ी यूजफुल रहेंगी. So friends, if you are preparing for judicial services, this channel will be very useful for you. आपके लिए बड़ा ही बेनिफिशियल रहेगा. एंड अगर आपको ये वीडियो अच्छी लगी हो तो जरूर लाइक कीजिएगा, शेयर कीजिएगा अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ. एंड डोंट फॉरगेट टू सब्सक्राइब दी चैनल. एंड while subscribing, don't forget to press the bell icon so that you can get the notification of our upcoming videos. एंड अगर आपको हमारे एफर्ट्स अच्छे लगे हो तो in addition to like and subscribe, kindly give us a super thanks. Super thanks is a way to appreciate the content creator. आप जो भी कंटेंट बनाता है उसको अप्रिशिएट करने के लिए आप जितना भी अमाउंट चाहें डोनेट कर सकते हैं. मिनिमम इज 40 रुपीज. सो डोंट फॉरगेट टू गिव अस अ सुपर थैंक्स. सो नाउ लेट्स मूव टू द क्वेश्चंस. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 इज नो मैजिस्ट्रेट शैल ऑर्डर एन इन्वेस्टिगेशन अंडर 156 CRPC Maharashtra amendment against public servant except with the previous sanction under section 197 of this code. On such proposal, the sanction authority shall take decision within period of 90 days. 3 is the answer. Next is 2. In calculating fraction of terms of punishment, punishment for life shall be reckoned as equivalent to the imprisonment for 20 years. 1 is the answer. And where this is mentioned, it is mentioned in section 57 of IPC. Next is 3. A finds a valuable ring not knowing to whom it belongs. A sell it immediately without attempting to discover the owner. A had committed offense of dishonest misappropriation of property. This is illustration in section 403 DMP. So 3 is the answer. Next is 4. Where 2 or more persons may sue or be sued in the name of the firm and any of such person dies during the pendency of suit, legal representative or deceased shall have right to apply to be made a party to the suit. After it shall not be necessary to join legal representatives of deceased as a party to the suit. वो लीगल जो LR है वो भी कर सकते हैं और जरूरत भी नहीं है बिकॉज ये फर्म का है ना. सूट इन द नेम ऑफ द फर्म है. करना चाहे तो कर सकते, दोनों ही ऑप्शन रहेंगे. ए एंड बी बोथ आर करेक्ट. 2 इज द आंसर. नेक्स्ट इज 5. In which type of mortgage the mortgager binds himself personally to pay the mortgage money without specifying date? Simple mortgage, obviously 3 is the answer. Mortgage is defined in section 58 of Transfer of Property Act. Simple is mentioned in clause B. English is E. Mortgage by condition sale. C. Usufructuary. D. Next is 6. Under TPA, actionable claim does not include a debt secured by mortgage of movable property, hypothecation of movable property, or pledge of movable property. All of the above. So all are not actionable claim. How? The definition in the interpretation in section 3 of TPA mentions that actionable claim means claim to any debt other than that secured by mortgage of movable property or hypothecation or pledge. तो तीनों ही यहाँ पर आ गए तो all of the above हो जाएगा. They are not actionable claims. 4 is the answer. Next is 7. For offense punishable with fine only. The period of limitation for taking cognizance is 6 months. Mentioned in section 468 CRPC. We have discussed this thing many a times. Next is 8. A sues B for compensation on account of trespass. B holds a promissory note for ₹1,000 from A. Claims set of that amount against any sum that A may recover in the suit. B may not do so as a suit for A for compensation on the account of trespass which is not a definite sum of money at the time of filing the suit. या फिर as both claims do not arise out of the same transaction, therefore set of claimed by B is not maintainable. No. या फिर B can do so in execution proceeding, या फिर B may do so for as soon as A recovers both sums definite pecuniary demands. 4 is the answer. Where is the provision for set off in order 8 rule 6 CPC. Next is 9. Under Article 236 of Constitution of India, the expression judicial services means all the staff working in the courts, all the officers of registry at district courts, if it is service consisting exclusively the post of district judge and other civil judicial post. It is 3. 3 is the answer. Next is 10. Notwithstanding anything contained in CPC, a suit filed under the provision of Specific Relief Act shall be disposed of by the court from the date of service of summons to the defendant within a period of 12 months. 1 is the answer. And where this is mentioned, it is mentioned in section 20C of Specific Relief Act, added by the 2018th Amendment Act. Next is 11. To recover possession of criminal property mortgaged, the period of limitation is 30 years. 3 is the answer. Very common question. And it is mentioned where? In Article 61 of Schedule of Limitation Act. Next is 12. Under Constitution of India, subject matter of law made by Parliament and by the legislature of the state are enumerated in 7 schedule जो lists है ना, union list, state list, concurrent list, 7 schedule में है, तो 2 is the answer. Next 13. Landlord shall not without just or sufficient cause cut off or withhold any essential supply or service enjoyed by the tenant. The landlord contravening the same has to face civil or penal action. 3 is the answer. This is mentioned in section 29 and कितनी punishment है? 3 months plus 1000 rupees fine. Section 29 of Maharashtra Rent Control Act. Next 14. Under Master Rent Control Act, local authority means Nagpur Municipal Corporation constituted under Nagpur Municipal Corporation Act 1948 and Nagpur Improvement Trust. Both are there. So both are correct. 1 is the answer. Mentioned where? Definition in Master Rent Control is mentioned in section 7 and local authority is in clause 6. Next 15. Under the Limitation Act, definition of prescribed period means period of limitation computed in accordance with the provisions of Limitation Act. So 2 is the answer. The period of limitation prescribed for any suit appeal ये क्या है? ये period of limitation है. Definition of both is prescribed in section 2J of Limitation Act. Next 16. Where payment on account of debt or interest is made before the expiration of prescribed period of limitation by the person liable to pay a debt, then the rest of debt be recovered within the balance period of limitation. A fresh period of limitation shall be computed from the time when the payment was made. 2 is the answer. Mentioned section 19 of Limitation Act. Next is 17. As per the CRPC, court having jurisdiction over any local area may inquire into or try an offence where it consists of several acts done in different local areas, or when it is uncertain in which served local area or an offence was committed. Both correct. 3 is the answer. Mentioned section 178 CRPC. This is 18. In order to ascertain whether a digital signature is that of person by whom it has purports or to be affixed, the court may direct that a person to produce a digital signature certificate or for any other person to apply for public key listed in the digital signature certificate and verify that digital signature purported to have been affixed by that person. Both are correct. 3 is the answer. Mentioned in section 73A of Evidence Act. Next is 19. No suit for recovery of possession shall be instituted against tenant on the ground of non-payment to the standard rent without notice in writing of the demand of the standard rent or permitted increase has been served upon the tenant. Such suit shall not be instituted until service of such notice and expiration of how many days? 90 days. 3 is the answer. It is mentioned in section 15, subsection 2 of Maharashtra Rent Control Act. Next 20. A gives a lakh of rupees to B, reserving to himself with B the right to take back pleasure 25,000 out of the lakh. A gift is conditional. No, gift is partially void as to rupees 25,000. Yes, and for 75,000 it is valid. 2 is the answer. It is mentioned where? This is illustration B to section 126 TPA. Next 21 statement, a person can be governor of 2 or more states. Yes, it is correct. Governor shall hold office during pleasure of Prime Minister. No, President. So this is wrong. So A is correct, B is not correct. 1 is the answer. Governors of state is mentioned in Article 153, and this statement B is mentioned in Article 156 of Constitution of India. This is 22. When landlord filed suit for recovery of possession on the ground of bona fide requirement for the purpose of erecting new building on the same place and on undertaking that floors to be erected by the landlord includes a premises for each tenant with carpet area equivalent to the area of the premises in his occupation in the building sought to be demolished subject to variations of 5% in area. 3 is the answer. The requirement is mentioned in section 16 of Maharashtra Rent Control Act. Next is 23. A puts his hand in the pocket of B for stealing money, but he found nothing in B's pocket as it was empty. A has committed the offense of attempt to commit theft. 1 is the answer. This is illustration in section 511 IPC. Next 24. Section 2WA is for victim, which includes his or her guardians and legal heirs. Both. C is the answer. Next 25. Under Evidence Act, the character is relevant. In civil cases, character to prove conduct imputed is relevant. No, it's wrong. In criminal cases, previous good character is relevant. It is correct. In criminal cases, the fact that accused had a bad character is relevant. No. So 2 is the answer. This is section 52. This is 53. And this is 54 Evidence Act. Next 26. No injunction shall be granted by a court in suit under specific relief act where granting injunction would cause delay or impediment of involving a contract relating to transport, water, sanitation, social and commercial infrastructure. All of the above. 4 is the answer. This is mentioned in section 20A of Specific Relief Act added by 2018 amendment. Next 27. Opinion of an expert under section 45 of Evidence Act are relevant. Fact. Obviously a conclusive no is recorded, then court is bound. No. 1 is the answer. Next 28. Where right of easement is claimed over the property belonging to government, such person must have been peaceably and openly enjoyed the same for a period of 30 years. 3 is the answer. It is mentioned in section 25 of Limitation Act. This is 29. Which of the following is correct? A mortgage in possession of property has right to spend money and add such money with interest to principal money for supporting the mortgage title to the property, या फिर for making his own title thereto against the mortgagor, या फिर for preservation of the mortgage property from destruction, forfeiture and sale. For all of the above, obviously 4 is the answer. You can refer section 63 and 63A of TPA. Next 30. As per preamble of the Constitution of India, the word equality stands for status of opportunity. Yes. Of thought. This is liberty. Social, economic, political. This is for justice. So 1 is the answer. Next 31. A contracts to buy B's ship for ₹60,000 but breaches his promise. A must pay B the way of compensation the excess if any of the contract price over the price which B obtained for the ship at a time of breach of promise. This is correct. B is entitled for the compensation of ₹60,000 only. B is entitled for ₹60,000 and difference over the price. No. Only 1 is the answer. What would be the compensation? The court will decide. Next 32. A is a member of armed forces of the Union having the property X in occupation of B as a tenant. A voluntarily retired and A files application for necessary certificate before competent authority under section 23 of Maharashtra Rent Control Act for possession of property X against B. Here A, the application is maintainable or not. Is not maintainable as he is not retired. No. Is maintainable though his retirement is premature. A has to file regular suit. If it will be a discretion. No. 2 is the answer. Because the retirement includes premature retirement. It is mentioned in section 23 of Maharashtra Rent Control Act. Next 33. A person guilty of disobedience or breach of injunction and therefore his property is attached under order 39 CPC by the order of the court, such attachment shall remain in force not more than 3 months, not more than 1 year. 1 is the answer. This is mentioned in Order 39, Rule 2A and Subrule 2 of CPC. Next 34. A finds the key of Z's house door which A had lost and commits house trespass by entering Z's house having opened the door with that key. A has committed an offense of house breaking. It's very common question, repeated question. This is illustration F in section 445 IPC, housebreaking. Next 35. Which of the following is false? An injunction cannot be granted to restrain any person from applying to a legislative body. Is correct. When the plaintiff has personal interest in the matter, yes, तब तो grant करनी पड़ेगी. To prevent a continuing breach in which plaintiff has acquiesced, तब नहीं मिलेगी. Prevent breach of contract performance of which would not be specifically enforced, तब नहीं मिलेगी. तो कहाँ मिल जाएगी फिर? 2 वाले में तो false. इसमें ये होगा ना, cannot be granted in these cases. इसमें grant कर देंगे. So this is false according to this question. So 2 is the answer. Injunction when not granted is mentioned in section 41 of Specific Relief Act. Next 36. The dismissal of a suit for specific performance of contract or part thereof shall bar the plaintiff's right to sue for compensation for breach of such contract or part as the case may be. This is correct. Shall not bar his right to sue for any other relief which he may be entitled. This is correct. So both are correct. 2 is the answer. 37. Under CPC, in execution of decree, the court may, instead of directing sale to be made by public auction, authorize a sale through broker when the property is negotiable instrument or shares in operation. 4 is the answer. This is mentioned in Order 21, Rule 76 CPC. Next 38. Section 349 IPC pertains to force. 3 is the answer. Criminal force is 350. Assault 351. Wrongful confinement is 340. Next 39. Before amendment, Limitation Act extends to the whole of India except the state of Jammu Kashmir. The word except Jammu Kashmir is omitted in the year 2019. सब जानते हैं, by the Regularization Act of Jammu Kashmir 2019. 3 is the answer. Next is 40. Under Evidence Act, secondary evidence means certified copies या फिर copies made from compared, yes, oral account of contents of document given by some person who has himself seen it. All of the above. 4 is the answer. This is mentioned in section 63 of Evidence Act. Next is 41. Where a plaintiff is made a defendant or defendant is made a plaintiff, effect of such is that the suit shall be regarded to be deemed to have been instituted when he was so made a party on transportation. The period of limitation will not be affected so far as the claim made or by against him. This is correct. 2 is the answer. The power of transposition is mentioned where? Order 1, Rule 10 of CPC. Next is 42. Under Article 141 Constitution, law declared by Supreme Court shall be binding on all the citizens and territory of India, all the courts, all the parties of proceedings, all the state governments only. All the courts within territory of India. 2 is the answer. Next is 43. Under Partnership Act, in settling the account of a firm after dissolution, losses included deficiencies of capital shall be paid out of capital if by the partner individually in proportion of which they are entitled of the profit या फिर out of profits. Now you have to choose the correct order. So first out of profits, then out of capital. If still unsatisfied, then from this. So C, A, B is the correct order. 1 is the answer. Mentioned in section 48 of Partnership Act. Next 44. Where persons litigate bona fide in respect of a private right claimed in common for themselves and other, the suit is finally dismissed on merit. Other person interested in such right and not the party in the earlier suit can file separate suit to claim such right. या फिर subsequent suit is not maintainable as hit by the provision of res judicata. It will be hit by res judicata. 2 is the answer. This is provided in explanation 6 of section 11 res judicata. Essay 45. When suit is withdrawn by plaintiff with liberty to institute a fresh suit, the plaintiff shall be bound to file a fresh suit within fresh limitation period, no within the limitation period which was balanced in the first suit had not been instituted. So 2 is the answer. Essay 46. On determination of service tenancy, as per section 22 Master and Control Act, tenant fails to vacate such premises immediately, then the landlord may file application before competent authority within a period of 30 days. 1 is the answer. Essay 47. Under the Evidence Act, judges' power to put questions or order production is provided in section 165. Very common question. 3 is the answer. Next 48. A under intoxication assaults B with knife causing him grievous hurt. A has committed no offense as his act is exempted under section 85. No, it is wrong. A is liable to be dealt with as if he had the same knowledge as if he had not been intoxicated within the meaning of section 86. This is correct. Has committed offense of 325 IPC. नो देखिए नाइफ से इंजरी की है ना, यहाँ पर 326 लगेगा. ग्रीवियस हर्ट विद डेंजरस वेपन, नॉट 325. तो ये हो गया रॉन्ग. तो 2 इज द आंसर. मैनी पीपल हैव थॉट इन एग्जाम दैट दिस 4 वुड बी द आंसर, 2 and 3, बट 325 voluntary causing grievous hurt, but knife is a dangerous weapon, so always remember this. Next is 49. Power to tender pardon to accomplice at a stage of investigation are vested with. So the power of pardon tender to accomplice is mentioned in section 306 CRPC. It mentioned that CJM or Metropolitan Magistrate. First class has no power, so only A is correct, B is not correct. 3 is the answer. Next is 50. Under section 114 Evidence Act, court may presume the existence of any fact which it think likely to have happened regards being had to the common course, natural event, public private business and human conduct. A and C are correct, B not correct. 1 is the answer. Next is 51. The appropriate government may, without the consent of person sentenced, commute a sentence of imprisonment for life for term not exceeding 14 years. Is correct. Sentence of imprisonment for life for a fine. Yes, वो कर सकते हैं, कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. Both are correct. 1 and 2. 3 is the answer. The provision is in section 433 CRPC. Next is 52. As per CPC, decree shall include any adjudication from which an appeal lies as an appeal from an order. Next 53. The court executing transfer decree shall have the powers of the court which pass a decree. Such powers include power to send a decree for execution to another court of competent jurisdiction. He has to execute decree against a large order attachment. All of the above. 4 is the answer. Mentioned in section 42 of CPC. Next 54. As per section 436A of CRPC, subject to the condition, maximum period for which an under trial prisoner can be detained is 1/2 of the maximum period of imprisonment. 2 is the answer. Next 55. A witness who is unable to speak may give his evidence in any other manner as by writing. Evidence so given shall be deemed to be oral evidence, mentioned in section 119 dumb witness in Evidence Act. 2 is the answer. Next 56. Which of the following is correct? Premises belong to government or local authority in section 3(1) Master and Control Act shall not include in a building erected. 2 is the answer. Next 57. A beats B which resulted in dislocation of B's bone. A committed an offense under IPC with section 325 grievous hurt. 3 is the answer. Next 58. Period of limitation for the balance of money advanced in payment of goods to be delivered. Time from which period begins to run is when the goods ought to be delivered. 2 is the answer. Mentioned in Article 11 of Schedule of Limitation Act. Next 59. As per section 3 Limitation Act, every suit instituted after the prescribed period shall be regularized by condonation, not dismissed. Yes. Admitted, no. 2 is the answer. Next is 60. Every person who is arrested and detained in custody shall be produced before the nearest magistrate within a period of 24 hours. This right is provided in Article 22 of Constitution. 3 is the answer. And also in Section 57 of CRPC. And also in Section 76 of CRPC. Next 61. A contract of indemnity means by which one party promises to save other from losses caused to him by the conduct of any other person or the promisor himself. Both 1 and 2. 4 is the answer. This is mentioned in Section 124 of Contract Act. Next 62. Statement A. When through fraud or mutual mistake of parties, a contract in writing does not express the real intention, such instrument may be rectified by filing suit. Yes, this is correct. The article of association of company to which Companies Act applies cannot be rectified. This is also correct. Both are correct. 1 is the answer. It is mentioned in Section 26 when instruments may be rectified in Specific Relief Act. Next 63. Any designation addressed by the President to Vice President shall forthwith be communicated to him to Speaker of the House of People. 2 is the answer. Next 64. A shakes his fist at Z, intending or knowing it likely to that he may thereby cause Z to believe that A is about to strike. He has committed the offense of assault. 2 is the answer. This is illustration in Section 351, assault in IPC. Next 65. As per Evidence Act, the word document may be illustrated as writing, map, plan or caricature. All of the above. 4 is the answer. It is in interpretation Section 3 in Evidence Act. Next 66. Which of the following is true? A contract for sale of immovable property itself does not create an interest in such property, but there may be charge on such property, interest or charge in such property. Any charge on such property may create interest. Interest भी हो गया, charge दोनों ही हो गए. 2 is the answer. Next 67. An application for execution of decree moved after a period of 12 years may be admitted on condonation of delay if sufficient cause shown. Yeah, is not maintainable after the period of limitation. Not maintainable. 2 is the answer. Section 5. Condonation of delay doesn't apply on execution of decree or suits. So this is not maintainable. 2 is the answer. Next 68. The magistrate may at a time direct or to sell perishable property if the property is subject to speedy and natural decay. It is correct. Value of such property is less than 500 rupees. This is also correct. Both are correct. 1 is the answer. Power to sell perishable property is mentioned in Section 459 of CRPC. And also you can see Section 85 where the property has been attached and that is of perishable property. Next 69. Which of the following is correct? Declaration made under Chapter 6 of SRA is not binding on person, not binding on all the persons being judgment in rem. या फिर binding only on the party to the suit. Party to the suit only. 4 is the answer. Next 70. Under Section 42 Partnership Act, a firm is not dissolved on the happening of certain contingencies which do not include one of the following. If constituted for fixed term by the expiry of that term, that of partner, by giving notice in writing where the partnership is at will. 3 is the answer. Next 71. The court may issue a commission to perform any ministerial act. Yes. Local investigation, examine, adjust accounts. Yes. All of the above. 4 is the answer. Mentioned in Section 75 of CPC and also in Order 26. Next 72. No judge or magistrate shall be compelled to answer any question to his own conduct in such court as judge magistrate or as to anything which came to his knowledge in court as such judge magistrate except with the permission of some court to which he is subordinate या फिर upon special order of the court to which is subordinate. Special order. 2 is the answer provided in Section 121 Evidence Act. Next 73. Any offence under IPC may be tried by High Court or any court by which such offence is shown in the first schedule to be triable. Obviously, A is not correct, B and C are correct. 3 is the answer, and this is mentioned in Section 26 of CRPC. Next 74. Which of the following is correct? The court may, upon an application made to it for the purpose, fix the standard rent as the court deems just, where any premises have been or are let rent free. Is it correct? Where have been nominal rent? No. Where there is any dispute between the landlord and tenant regarding the amount of standard rent? 1 and 3 are correct. 4 is the answer. This is mentioned in section 8 of Maharashtra Rent Control Act. Next 75. Under section 18 of Limitation Act, where the writing contains the acknowledgement is undated. Oral evidence may not be given या फिर may be given at a time and it was signed. 2 is the answer. Next 76. Which of the following is false? A transfer property passes forthwith to the transferee all the interest which the transfer is capable of passing in the property. This is correct. Every person competent to contract and authorized to dispose of the transfer property not his own is competent to transfer such property either wholly or in part. This is also correct. An easement can be transferred apart from dominant heritage. No. Along with dominant can be transferred but is not. It is mentioned in section 6 of TPA. A right to sue cannot be transferred is correct. So this is false. 3 is the answer. Next is 77. The person making the proposal is called promisor. 2 is the answer, mentioned in section 2B of Contract Act. Next 78. Under Article 24 of Constitution of India, no child shall be employed to work in any factory or mine who is below the age of 14 years. 1 is the answer. Next 79. The irregularities which do not vitiate proceedings. It is provided in section 460 and which vitiate is provided in 461 in CRPC. Demand security to keep the peace. This will vitiate is provided in section 461 clause C. Cancel a bond. This is F in 461. Tender a pardon under section 306 CRPC. This will not. It is in 460G. Decides an appeal. Obviously it will vitiate. It is in 461O. So 3 is the answer. Next is 80. As per section 31 of Transfer Property Act, it transfers a farm to B for his life with a proviso that in case of B cuts down a certain wood, the transfer shall cease to have any effect. B cut down the wood. तो क्या होगा? B loses his interest life in that farm. 2 is the answer. Condition हो गई ना यहाँ पर. Next is 81. Where there is a breach of warranty by the seller, the buyer is not by the reason only such breach of warranty is entitled to reject the goods. This is correct. Set up against seller the breach of warranty, indemnification, extinction of the price. Yes. Sue the seller for damage. Yes. All of the above are correct. 2 is the answer. In breach of warranty, they cannot reject the goods. However, in breach of condition, they can reject the goods. Next is 82. Which of the following is false? A vested interest means where no transfer property and interest therein is created in favor of a person. In terms specifying that it is to take effect forthwith on a happening of a specified uncertain event. Without specifying the time when it is to take effect. 2 is the answer. देखिए यहाँ पूछा है false. It means यहाँ पर इफेक्ट ये vested interest ये भी vested interest है. देखिए यहाँ पर लिखा uncertain event. No, certain event है यहाँ पर. On happening of an event, it is mentioned in section 19. So this is false. 2 is the answer. Next 83. If any part of single consideration for one or more object is unlawful, then it can be party and force agreement is void. 2 is the answer. It is mentioned in section 24 of Contract Act. Next 84. Under Sale of Goods Act, unless a different intention appears from the terms of contract, stipulation as to time of payment are deemed to be the essence of the contract या फिर are not deemed to be the essence of the contract. 2 is the answer. It is mentioned in section 11 of Sale of Goods Act. Next is 85. The Maharashtra Rent Control Act in the first instance applied to premises let for the purpose of residence, education, business, trade, storage, etc. The state government may by notification of official gazette direct that Maharashtra Rent Control Act shall not apply to any premises let for the purpose of 2, 1 or any other specified year, so and so. So this is wrong. This is correct. 2 is the answer. Mentioned in section 3 of Maharashtra Rent Control Act. Next 86. Where the contract is broken due to non-performance of promise by any party, the party who suffers by such breach shall have the option to substitute performance through a third party or his own agency. This is correct. The party who suffers such breach shall not be entitled to recover expenses and costs unless he got the contract performed through third party or by agency. This is also correct. Both are correct. 2 is the answer. This is mentioned in section 20 of Specific Relief Act. Next, 87. In summary procedure under Order 37 of CPC, the defendant may at any time of service of someone's judgment by affidavit otherwise disclosing such facts as may be deemed sufficient to entitle him to defend, apply for leave to defend in such suit within 10 days. 2 is the answer. And mentioned Order 37, Rule 3. Next is 88. Which of the following is true? Penal law always having retrospective effect? No, this is wrong. Person accused of any offense shall be compelled to witness against himself? No, he cannot be compelled. Person shall not be prosecuted and punished for the same offense more than once. It is true. That is principle of double jeopardy. 3 is the answer. So mentioned in Article 20 ka 2 in Constitution. Next, 89. Specific performance of contract cannot be enforced in favor of a person who fails to prove that he has performed and has always been ready and willing to perform the essential terms of the contract which are to be performed. This is correct. Earlier the word ever was used, but this was deleted by the 2018 amendment. 1 is the answer, and this is section 16 of Specific Relief Act. Next is 90. A lease of immovable property is transfer of title या फिर right to enjoy the property. Right to enjoy the property. 2 is the answer. Next is 91. Where the goodwill of a firm is sold after dissolution, the seller has one of the following rights. Use the firm name and represent himself as carrying on the business या फिर may carry on business competing with that of buyer. 3 is the answer. When goodwill is sold, he cannot use the name or represent himself. He can do this. So 3 is the answer. Next is 92. To commit an affray, minimum number of persons required is 2. Mention section 159 IPC. Next, 93. A sells by auction to B a horse which A knows to be unsound. A says nothing to B about the horse's unsoundness. This is not fraud by A. 1 is the answer. This is illustration in section 17 of Contract Act. Fraud. Next is 94. Making or publishing any imputation on someone who is dead amounts to an offense or defamation. Offense or defamation of legal air. Defamation है ये तो 1 is the answer. Defamation is provided in section 499 IPC. Next, 95. Liability of a person in possession not as an owner to deliver particular articles of movable property to the person entitled to its immediate possession. When the thing claimed is held by defendant as an agent or trust to the plaintiff, it is correct. When it would not be extremely difficult to ascertain, no, it is wrong. A is correct, B is not correct. 2 is the answer. Next is 96. Within meaning of section 99, persons may give evidence of any fact tending to show a contemporaneous agreement varying the terms of the document are person who are parties of document or their representatives या फिर who are not parties. Who are not parties. 2 is the answer. Next, 97. Freedom of religion is guaranteed under the Constitution by fundamental rights. 2 is the answer. Very common question. Next, 98. A person entitled to possession of specific immovable property may recover it in manner provided by CPC. 2 is the answer. Mentioned in section 5 of SRA Specific Relief Act. Next, 99. A lease of immovable property determined by a flex of time limited thereby, yes. By implied surrender, yes. In case of lessee renounces his character as such by claiming title in himself, yes. All of the above. 4 is the answer. Determination of lease is mentioned in section 111 of Transfer of Property Act. Next, 100. The district court may at any stage withdraw any such suit proceedings or application pending in court of small cause established for any area under Provincial Small Cause Court Act 1887 and transfer the same for trial disposal of the Court of Civil Judge Senior Division. 3 is the answer. So friends, here we have discussed all the questions of Maharashtra Judicial Services 2022 which is held in September 2023. अगर आपको इसमें कोई कमी लगी हो, कोई सजेशन हो, कोई एडवाइस हो, कोई कमेंट्स हो तो आप जो है कमेंट सेक्शन में जाकर भी लिख सकते हैं. वी ऑलवेज अप्रिशिएट योर कमेंट्स. एंड अगर आपको ये वीडियो अच्छी लगी और एफर्ट्स हमारे अच्छे लगे हो तो इसको जरूर लाइक कीजिएगा, शेयर कीजिएगा अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ सो दैट दे कैन कम टू नो अबाउट आवर चैनल एंड वो भी बेनिफिट ले सकें. एंड अगर आपको हमारे एफर्ट्स अच्छे लगे हो तो in addition to like and subscribe, kindly give us a super thanks. Super thanks is a way to appreciate the content creator. आप जो है जो भी कंटेंट बनाता है उसको अप्रिशिएट करने के लिए कोई भी अमाउंट जो है डोनेट कर सकते हैं फ्रॉम मिनिमम स्टार्ट्स विद 40 रुपीज. तो काइंडली गिव अस अ सुपर थैंक्स. So friends, thanks very much for watching this video. Thank you.